Sal. Sal says, I was wondering what your thoughts were on the so-called 0 days to expiration strategy and if it's a strategy worth pursuing. I don't have any direct analysis on it, Sal. I've had many people ask me about it. I personally will not trade it. Okay. The reason why I won't trade it is because this morning I had 3 coaching sessions, 10, 11, and 12. I had additional 3 phone calls, and I had to put slides together for the presentation for you guys as well. Okay, so Sal, I don't have the time to do it. You have to watch it consistently. It's fluctuating drastically and moving around, and I don't have the time to trade it. I will probably research it eventually, but I personally don't have the time to trade it. I don't have the time to watch it, even though I'm on the screens. I'm usually on the screens with customers for coaching sessions or putting webinars together. I can't watch the market that often. Okay, so those are my general thoughts for me personally. Now, how to scan and calculate for them, it's really simple. It's going to look difficult now, but we still should be able to see it. Whether you want to do naked puts, whether you want to do 0 day of expiration, I should say, credit spreads on something such as SPX, Russell 2000, the NASDAQ, Sal. It's pretty simple to do. Let's see if we can go ahead and do it here. What I would do, of course, is clear out the filters. I put my expiration dates of, say, blank to 1 or blank to 2. Blank to 1 will typically work. Don't put in a 0 because the computer sees the 0 and it says it's not greater than or equal to, it has to be greater than 0. So if it's reading a 0 expiration day on some of those SPX options, it won't come up. Okay, it'll filter it out. So just put blank to 2 in the expirations. Basic return, I know I want 1%. I put in a net credit of at least 2 cents or 3 cents. If you wanted to screen for a specific delta, you could. Hey, I'd still want a good probability of 80, 85%. Let's start at 80. I'm also going to put in an option bid of at least 1 cent. That sounds weird, but why I want to do that is I want to filter any of the deep OTM options that might appear on the search that have a 0 bid and, let's say, a 20-cent ask even. There's no guarantee I'm getting 10 cents on the midpoint of that, Sal. You know what I mean? There's no guarantee that's going to happen. I might only get 2 or 3 cents for it if it's got a 0 bid. So I'm going to filter out the 0 bids. And as always, I am going to put a bid-ask spread limitation of less than 50% in this case. Wouldn't hurt to put in some volume today and open interest, just the straight basics. Now, what I'm going to do, I have my list created, Sal. So what I'm going to do is go to lists and just go to SPX. I'm just going to screen against SPX. You could do the search by symbol once you've created that basic template, and I could screen against NDX, SPX, and so forth as well. So let's go ahead and submit search. Shoot, that's what I was afraid of. So I know I'm getting no results here, but let's do this. Let's save the search. We'll call it SPX last day or 0 day. I think I already had that search in here. Maybe I didn't. Okay. Might have been in Iron Condors, actually. We reviewed this before. All right, so what I'm going to try to do now very quickly, let's go to backtest. And I'm going to go to December. But what I'm going to do is go to the 9th. I'm going to go to the close of business on the 9th to see maybe what I would have seen at that end there, or what I might see SPX 0 day. There we go. Okay. Fridays, close to Fridays open the 10th for that. And I want to see if I get anything for the 10th on the 9th. And I'm sorry, of course, we're loading up everything in the background in that case. So, just give me a second here. Yeah, the ones that Sal did add another comment. Says, I believe it's usually done for SPX. Open a credit spread soon after the market opens and close the trade before the market closes that day. Absolutely. So we've got a lot here. There's 95 that met the criteria. And let's see here. What is our, if you get midpoint, it's $1.40. That looks pretty high. Yeah, and we're really close here on these bull puts. So the stock, SPX was at 4667, of course, after a $33 decline. And the 4625, that's pretty far out of the money. Bid-ask spreads aren't too wide, 30 cents here. and that would be 1 day to expiration. Probably would have been different on Friday at the open, Sal. This search would work on Friday at the open, but again, I would use blank to 2, not 0 to 2. Just use blank to 2 and then put in those basic criteria. 1% return minimum. Yeah, you could increase the probability, of course, up to 85 if you wanted that as well, because the probability of calculation is taking into account that you only have half a day or 1 day to go to expiration. So I'm just going to make that change there to the probability real quick. Give us a little bit more, and it's going to go ahead and run through that. There we go. That's still a large number. And we're still seeing 116, 9% return, if you get the midpoint. Again, the midpoints are about 20 cents. So 30 cents here, 20 cents there. So still doable. But again, remember, this was on Thursday's close. However, let's take a look. Let's see what happened. I forget what happened last Friday. I know we talked shortly after the market closed, Sal, but I forget what happened. This is going to take a while. Again, the historical tools, don't get me wrong, they are pretty quick when doing this. During the webinars, I know what's happening in the background is we're loading all the historical data from today, so it's taking a while. Okay. So 4667 on Thursday's close to 471202. Yes, someone just asks, would be these have been the PM weekly expirations? Yes, they would have had to be because they were weeklies. They're not the standard monthly with the AM settlement on SPX. So these would be the PM expirations. And yeah, we had a good jump of about 50 points up here to 4712. So all those positions and all the positions on this would have expired. Depends on what SPX does during the day. But Sal, I haven't looked at it. I haven't tested it. 1 day does not the market make, as you can see. I have many customers that we've helped with setting up searches. I have several customers. This is about the same criteria, Sal, that I use for them for SPX spreads. When on Friday today, they were looking for the Monday expiration. And on Monday expiration, as they're closing their positions on Monday, they'll use the 0 to 2 or 0 to 3 days to look for the Wednesday expiration. And then after Wednesday's close, they'll look for the Friday expiration. So they're trying to follow that 3-day cycle with SPX PM settlement weekly options in that case to trade every 2 to 3 days. I personally haven't tested myself because it seems like a lot of work for me. And I honestly, although I'm on the computer all day, I've got 2 screens in front of me. I always have my PowerOptions account open, but I'm doing so much during the day, I don't regularly get a chance to do this as well. And what I can't comment on also, and if anyone has any comments on this, you've tried it, for example, you've tried to work through this, and you've noticed that, trying to get the midpoint is very difficult, especially in that first half hour of the morning, I'm assuming, Sal. It's hard to try to catch the dragon, so to speak, and as SPX is moving up and down and everyone's actively trading, it's hard to try to pinpoint that midpoint and that credit that you want. It's bouncing around probably a lot. But paper trade at, let me know how it goes, as you said, and check the settings. If you have questions about the settings, remember just a basic blank to 2 for expiration. Look for a minimum net credit, easily minimum 1% return. Probability is up to your threshold, 80 or 85. I'd use the bid-ask spread, 50%, so I don't see something. And I like to use this option bid of greater than 1 or greater than 2 cents, so I don't see something deep out of the money that has a 0 bid and a $2 ask, and I'm not going to get $1 for that. He's going to give me 5 or 10 cents at most, and I don't want that to throw off my equation. Okay? Volume at open interest won't hurt either. Great. Excellent, Sal. But if you have problems setting up the search later, let me know. Or if you set up the search and save it, you want to make sure it's correct, send me an email, and I'll walk through that with you. And also remember, you said you were going to paper trade it. So absolutely, you can start paper trading it next week, Monday open. Wednesday open, excuse me. If you're just trying to do the 1 day, do it 3 times a week on the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and see the results you're getting and how the paper trades go as well. Excellent.